076 292 67766. You want a house? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She had the real big woman. Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land and a Miss Davis had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land. She tell me free smart, free better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Baby wife of the sign up letter. NHD them a region setter. Plus me don't get a youth of the member. The son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build a house for you and you get the well rendered. Baby, she had the real big woman. Which she could have never go around with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land and a Miss D and the real big woman. Which she could have never go around with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land. She now start it and left you there. Me and tell her brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting enough farmer bangarang, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She had the best RSD agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gaffle and black and cement house. Now me house that I build up on the idea. So me money gone up here, this guy down. Me be Claudia, me say me not lie, bang. Got money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly, so if a big beer gone wrong we die, and you can't stop Claudia Davis don't try. Every day another house gone Miss Davis, she had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land and a Miss D had the real big woman. Which she could have never go wrong with she. They can't put house and a fan through she. They can't put a car land. Yeah man, you know. Claudia Davis, pick up yourself. That's the like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis, and get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without no fear.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to another YouTube live with Claudia
and Tony.
Thank you for waking up early and for checking us out. I see Erica is awake. Hi, Erica. Kendrick Sinclair. Hi, Kendrick. Kendrick says, check. Good morning, Erica. Good morning. Currency Walk. I like that name. That handle is nice. Currency Walk. Big tune. This song live in my head. Yeah, Kendrick. Boom. The dub played. Yes, Kendrick. You're gonna be hearing more about the dub plate. Safi says hi.
Can you see?
I'm reading from this screen over here.
The further you move the keyboard away from me, the more I can do anything.
Ouch. So you need an external keyboard. Remember that. G Styles, morning, Zoe. Good morning, Cheryl.
Zoe said it's 4 a.m. 4 a.m.?
Where?
Where would be 2 hours ahead of us? Not California. Oh.
Where are you,
behind
Zoe?
Us.
2 hours ahead of us. 4 a.m. Yes, Cheryl, no problem. If we didn't put you on the foreclosure list, please WhatsApp us again. We try to cover everybody, but sometimes, for real, we miss the WhatsApp messages. Sometimes.
So it's in Portland, Oregon. Okay, so that's up north to the left-hand side of the U.S.?
I have no clue. I failed the geography badly. I think I got something like 19%. Yeah, I failed. It was just one of those things. Geography and history, they weren't my baby. That's more science, baby. Not so sure what Zandazim is going to be. But for me, it definitely was not the arts. I mean, I can't draw, you know. Can't hold no one in the art class. But the
Like,
subjects behind it, the history and geography is not me.
can you really actually draw, Mom?
I can. I can sketch.
Yeah.
Mm.
The
Good
only thing
morning,
I
Claudia.
think, the only thing I see you draw is squares, but like house designs and those things.
I can draw. The where did I get the drawing skills from?
I don't have any drawing skills.
Rachel have drawing skills. Good morning, Claudia. Oh, she says she's 2 hours. That's Portland, Oregon.
That's
Zoe.
on the west coast above California. Right?
Okay. I know it's a great sacrifice for you to wake up at 4 a.m.
No,
to
it's
come
not.
on to live. What?
I was awake at 4 a.m.
Well, I got up at 5. I tell you, struggle. I don't get used to it yet, guys, but I soon get used to
Well, I get up 4 almost every morning, so
it.
it's natural now.
Serene Wealth says it's noon in Manchester, England. Good. Love your channel. I've learned a lot.
So the persons from England should be loving the new lifetime.
Yeah, man. The 6
Sunday afternoon.
It's 12 o'clock for them. So they have already gone to church. And they would have also...
They're probably prepping Sunday dinner now.
Right. Or maybe they cook it already, you know.
Already?
My mother was alive by 12 o'clock. The dinner was ready.
Oh.
Literally by 12 o'clock, dinner was ready. And on a Saturday, we would have already gone to the market, come back, clean the whole house upside down.
Why we stop to that?
Tony, we're busy people now.
I know, but like I understand being busy, but I do enjoy cleaning and then having the place like Saturday evening just clean.
Oh, so
everything shiny and
so what time
clean.
You work every day, so what time you find to do that now?
I don't like
exactly. Exactly.
But like cleaning for me is a really nice feeling. I like the feeling afterwards, not necessarily the whole scrubbing and brushing
and stuff. Yeah.
All right. It brings me great joy afterwards to see a clean space.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when the cleaner comes here and clean, yes, it really lifts your spirits. Calms you down. Yes, a clean space. As a matter of fact, there's a space, how your space looks is part of your mental health, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it can go either way. Too clean a space, meaning you're cleaning up after everybody. As they walk, you wipe up the floor. As they sit, you know. That's on the way other side, right? And then keeping the place really messy to the point that you walk through the space, you don't even see it. Yeah. So on either end of the spectrum, I think you should really pay attention because
Kendrick says, clean as you go, save the weekend for fun. Hate Saturday pile up of work. Well, I think I'm pretty clean.
Yeah, Tony clean as she goes.
Yeah.
She puts away her stuff and she's pretty neat with that. Not everybody in our family is like that. But there'll be trainings and not even know to pick up after themselves, you know, which they happily do now. So we'll have to be trying, but I guess not everybody in your family will be. Everybody's different, right? So you have to tolerate some level of messiness, or you will go cuckoo yourself. I swear you'll go cuckoo. So you have to have a space like where you can just chill. So like Tony's like a minimalist. So right now we're in actually Tony's room because this is a room with nothing. Maybe just this hanger I'm looking at. You might see the hanger somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the distance.
Yeah, it's in the distance.
I think this room only has a bed and a desk.
Yeah, Tony's a minimalist. So I'm more the pack horse, but then I have storerooms for that. I do have storeroom, man. I tell you.
I don't know how you do it, Mom.
No, I don't know.
I've been in your store and I'm like, oh my God, where do you find anything?
Sometimes even frogs get away in there and hide. Terrified. All right. So everybody, remember you can ask me your questions as we go along. Ask the questions. This is where we answer them on YouTube Live. All right. So Tony, what happened in the week? So we're gonna do the segment here now. Tony, I said insect. I'm gonna kill him.
No, leave.
What? You're crazy. Make him come crawl on me.
I think it's just a small spider.
Not a spider. I want to say it's an ant, but it's not an ant either. No, guys, if that was a lizard, I'm gone. So we're actually by some windows, and some windows are in front of us and left and right. So they will crawl in, even though I've locked the window. Oh, Tony, you have that window over there open. All right, so we're going to get into the segment where we look at the real estate news. So, what news you have for them today?
Oh, it was an exciting
Weekend?
or week rather.
Oh,
The thing is, I work every day, so I have to create a weekend.
okay. So sometimes we'll have a local piece that we'll share with you,
Oh, let me share it first.
and sometimes we'll have a overseas piece that we'll share with you. But the items are looked at to help you to think, how can I avoid, or what more could I have done personally in this situation, so that you're actually not a victim, right? So the good, the bad, and the ugly in real estate, we'll share it for you. We'll share with you.
The PC is still asleep.
Oh, Tony, remember to share the book link. Now, those of you registered for the book, so I have a book out, Home Buyer's Guide. It's a digital book. It's free. Those of you who signed up for that, right after YouTube Live, we'll get on it and send them out.
Why are we not showing on the screen anymore? It's processing.
Are you?
I am connected, but it's more. I don't think it's the internet. I think it's the PC saying anything. Here, we're back here, and okay, someone's asking me a question. It took a while to load.
Hi, Jane. Thank you for joining us. I remember to ask the questions as we go. Safi says, I see interest rates may rise again due to inflation. When will people get a break? Well, you got a break for the last, was it 5 years? We did. Interest rates went as low as 6.5. So you did get a break, Safi. The thing is, you're to make use of the breaks when they come, right? So you have to remember, the real estate it's a cycle. The first property I took a loan on, which was a property in Spanish Town, close to where we're selling the lots at Palmetto Pines. And that interest rate was 19.75% at the time. Right? And then interest rates went down to 15, 14, 13, 12. Matter of fact, I think I still have a small Jamaican National loan at 12%. That I keep thinking, pay off a loan. But then when you get to that point, you realize it's really capital you're paying back, and you're paying them back the capital. So let us say you owe them $1 million.
The capital you call it, or the principal?
Principal. Yeah, the principal, sorry. So let us say you owe $1 million. Let us say you owe 50 million. It come down to $1 million. By the time we get to that stage where you have maybe 1 to 5 years left in the loan, now we can look at the loan amortization and confirm it. You realize that most of it is now the principal. So if it is, you could probably find another property for $5 million. You may be better off holding on to it and don't pay off the loan. However, like how that interest rate was at 12%, I would have already paid most of the interest anyway. You understand? So unless the mortgage payment, in other words, when I took the loan back in the day at 19.75, mortgage payment may have been 50,000. I'm now looking at, so it's like I'm paying, and it's now down to $1 million. So it's like I'm paying 50,000 $4 million, which technically is not so because it's really 15 million when you borrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, the psychology of it is that the same 50,000, if I pay the same 50,000 per month, I could get more money on top of the 1 million and do something else, which would be more efficient.
Like what?
I don't know, but we could see what a 50 million loan could get you.
50,000.
50,000, yeah. All right, where are we?
The funny thing is with that property, like when we first started paying the 50,000, it felt high.
It will initially.
Yeah, but now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just 50,000.
It's like Tony keep asking, Mom, when will the mortgage go down for Camelot? I'm like, you're looking at when will it feel like it's lower? So the thing is, the higher they push the inflation, is the less your mortgage looks. Because technically, you should be advancing. You should be earning more. If you're in sales, you should be doing more sales. If you're at your job, you should be earning more. You should also be, if that job not promoting up pay, you should move to another job that will give you the more pay. And that
or acquire
way,
more skills.
yeah, or acquire more skill. You always need to acquire more skills, no matter where on the spectrum you are, right? Which is why I do so many courses. You must acquire more skills. So which book taught us that? Richest Man in Babylon. The more you learn is the more you earn. That's one of the 7 steps in the Richest Man in Babylon. Those of you who just came through the book club would have gotten that concept, right? The more you learn is the more you earn. But what I found is, unfortunately, the flip is also true. The more you earn is the more you must learn. Can you believe it?
So basically, just keep learning.
Just keep learning. So we'll look at a loan amortization and we'll see. So some of you will be in some interest rate loans that are high. And remember, if you started out with a high interest rate loan, when you see the loan, the interest rates going down, you are to call your mortgage company. You are to go into the company and say, hey, the interest rates have gone down. I would like you to reduce my interest rate. However, know this, they may reduce the interest rates, but they will reschedule your loan.
Yeah.
So you have to be vigilant and say, listen, yes, I want my interest rate down, but I want to still pay off in the 2 or 3 years that is left, or the 5 years that is left. All right, you have to do that. Are you ready with the prep?
Yeah, but finish your questions. Dion Christian says, good morning, ladies. Morning, Dion.
All right, hold on. Currency war. So 10% already, them don't reach nowhere yet. Them only at 10%, I tell you. First loan I took was, as a matter of fact, I still have a loan at the same Jamaica National. I think that loan I'm talking about is 12% or somewhere there.
Staffy says, how easy it is to transfer a mortgage to another bank if the current one is no longer competitive?
In Jamaica, easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
They actually have programs where they want the loans.
They want you to switch.
I think I saw Sagicor advertised the other day.
But I'm not switching. I wouldn't. What happened? With me, I prefer to spread out my loans. So VMBS, CIBC, Jamaica National, all of those. I prefer to have my loans at different places. That way, if you should ever have to run into a default, it is not compromising on another loan, right?
Or you mean if you have all your loans at one place?
If you have all your loans at one place, you might run into a little trouble sometimes. Might have to say, which one of these properties should I save? Which one should I save? Remember, the saving the property is not emotional, guys. It is what bringing your income, right?
Really, Mom?
Or what is in the most. If it is in a very good location, but it really not bringing you any income, like our Camelot here, bringing any income. It's a good location though.
But you're emotionally invested in it.
Yeah, but if I default, you sell. Sell the property that is not giving you any income. So like your lands, you look for your lands first, but not lands in prime. So that's why I prefer to mix it up. You buy land in prime and you buy some not in prime, but them still easy to sell, right? So that you can always use a capital gain from a not prime, sell, get a capital gain, pay off the prime, right? So that's what you do. You mix it up. But remember, your income earners are your golden goose. The income earners are your golden goose. So therefore, you want to keep the golden goose. You don't want to kill the golden goose. If you kill the golden goose, or you give it away, or you make the bank take the golden goose from you, you are in so much trouble because it is very difficult to recreate a golden goose. A golden goose is not born every day. Remember that. Seriously, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In any aspect of life. So if you have a husband who's a golden goose, what are the odds of another husband coming that is a golden goose? What are the odds? If you have some children, if you have a job that is a golden goose, a profession, a career, a real estate investment, some dividend stocks, if those are golden gooses for you, why would you want to kill the golden goose? Would you want to cherish the golden goose, Tony?
Yeah, but I do understand. But sometimes by killing the golden goose, which is the ultimate sacrifice, it clears everything else.
And then what you do next? Where you get egg for eat? You're gonna try go get some more chicken, lay some more egg, sit down on it for how much months and years for hatch it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it hatch and it is not a golden goose.
True.
Think of it. It's not a golden goose. Because out of every 100 chicken born, must only one going to be a golden goose. Out of every 100 kids where you have and this where you have, there's only one going to be a golden goose. Isn't that so?
Mm-hmm. But when you look in family dynamics, it's usually
one. Who is a golden goose? Which is why the Creator in His wisdom always sends one to the family that can raise a family up, lift them out of any poverty that they have. In my family, that was me, or still is me, right? But
Coincidence also told me, listen to this beyond this one. Keep
the golden goose. Right. I remember what I said, the golden goose don't have to be the real estate. It can be your husband, your man, your boyfriend, your baby father.
It could be a
your
job.
Children, it can be a job. Whatever it is that is feeding you, clothing you, that is making you able to thrive in this life, right? That is your golden goose. You don't want to kill it. So those of you who have husbands that are golden gooses, you need to cherish the man and stop quarreling with the man and fuss every day about rubbish. Oh, you leave a toothpaste up. Why leave a toothpaste up?
People don't argue.
Why leave a toilet? Why leave a toilet up? Why are you looking at the girl? Why are you doing that? Do you really need to be saying that? Golden goose, come on, right? You're to cherish and love the golden goose. Oh, by the way, men love to be cherished and loved, right? So if you have a man who's a golden goose, cherish and love it. You get everything from him. You get more than you imagine. All right. So, somebody answered the book club. All right, here, that was a link. What was the other question that I was supposed to be answering? Answer the question about the interest rate.
Some apartment building, good or bad, because the prices are high, but it's forecast that the area will get loads of investment. Well, the thing is, our downtown is starting to look like what downtown in major cities should look
like. Right. Yeah. So yes, they are starting investment. Personally, my only challenge is.
What challenge?
My challenge is I want investment that makes money now. I don't want to have to wait. In other words, I'm not buying any investment for Zana to benefit. I'm buying it for me. No, right? So, like a downtown, I've been struggling with it for a while. Yes, the investments are up. But if I was going to buy anything downtown now, I would buy a shop space. Right? Something like that. That would start generating money now. Because the crowds are there.
Oh, you would buy an apartment?
No. So like Gloria's have a shop space. Yes. So they have a golden goose. Mm-hmm. Right? All the persons along that stretch who have businesses going on, mm-hmm. they have a golden goose now. As for the rental, I don't know if it would give me. I remember that, guys. Cash flow is what tells you if you have a golden goose in real estate. Cash flow. Remember, rental is only one of the avenues that you can use to make money. No, when you buy the property, so Kenrick, he said the price is high. You have to do the math though. You just don't say the price is high. You must do the math. So it is all expenses, which is your mortgage, property tax, the maintenance. What else is come with those now? Insurance. What else come with it? You know all the things. You have been listening to me, so you know all the stuff that come with house. When you purchase the house, the marketing efforts to get it right, keep it rented, the strata fees and so on. Because you talk about maintenance, you talk about apartment. So you have to keep those. You have to take the rent. So let's say the rent is $1,000 per month. That's 150,000 Jamaican. What is the mortgage going to be off the top of the bat?
Mm-hmm.
If that mortgage is 200,000 per month, is that a golden goose? Is that a cash flowing property? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kendrick, it's not about how we feel or what them telling us about loads of investment. Da 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 da. When you're buying a property, like I'm eyeballing a property right now, I have to be thinking, what's the best use of this property if I do get it? How much is the mortgage on this and the expenses? I think about that first and I add them up.
Mm-hmm.
Or what can I substitute? So maybe I am now using a space that if I give up that space can be rentable. And then if I give it up, then yes, that is income. And yes, I can cover this golden goose. So I'm still in the positive, right? But or what is the best use of a space that would give me a golden goose or cash flow? Talk about golden goose, cash flow without the real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
What will give me the cash flow? The Kenrick, that's what you have to think. Will this property do it? Sometimes you have to go against the strain of what everybody's doing too. You have to think of the property in terms of what is the alternate use. Think of that as well. So everybody doing Airbnb and them doing long-term rental. What other things can I do with this space? Right? That's what you have to think about. To get your golden goose. Because remember, that's the aim. You have to get the cash flow. Robert Kiyosaki taught us that. We also did that in the book club, which his book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, What the Rich Teach Their Children That the Poor Don't. Everybody should really go read that book, you know. Read the book, man. All right, so we're ready now for the article.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read the article. All right, everybody, listen to this. When did this come out in the news? May 19th. So it was last week. 2024 came out in is it the Gleaner? Sunday Gleaner. All right. 11 years ago, Jeffrey James found out through a relative that a government-owned company was selling lands in the resort town of Negril, Westmoreland, and he immediately sprang into action. Just like how someone is springing into action now with Palmetto Pines. James, who is a member of the United States U.S. military, was born in Jamaica before his family migrated to North America when he was 12. Did they show James's face?
Mm-hmm.
Where is he? So that's James. Wow, he is a decorated member of the United States military. Congratulations, James. I know you work hard in that place. All right. A 2013 visit to the Whitehall Phase 3 subdivision, which was put up for sale by the Housing Agency of Jamaica. I remember when those were going up. Convinced him to fork out $3.4 million for a near 3-acre lot, he revealed. Oh, I'm not so sure about the size of the lot. I'm wondering if this reporter, this reporter, come on, make sure that it is 3 acres of land.
Why not sure it's 3 acres of land?
Did the survey say 3 acres of land? Let's see. I think the survey was there. Let's confirm with the survey.
That looks very small for 3 acres. It could be.
No man, it could be, you can't look at that. It might scale. Can't be no bigger. Just need to multiply two measurements. Seems to be in a cul-de-sac. Yes.
It's unclear. Lena didn't make it readable. Lena didn't make it readable.
They blurred it out. What's the lot number? I said we can't pick up.
Can't see any of that.
You sure they blurred it out?
No, they just provided a footprint.
Open that now and let's see. Are they seeing it on live or only us? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to really see if I can get this thing.
No, it's blurry.
It's even a lot number I can't pick up. Lot, hold on. Scroll up.
You can't pick it up based on the image.
Can't pick it up.
Alright, let's continue reading.
It's even the volume of full, alright. Give me about the article. Alright. So this is a soldier who, based on a relative, knew about the lots being sold in Whitehall Phase 3 subdivision by the Housing Agency of Jamaica, and he paid $3.4 million.
But you know, it's near 3 acres in quotes. So this is what James said.
Oh, that's what he said. Okay. But the reporter have the survey, so they could have checked it. So I guess it is 3 acres there.
No, it's in quotes. So he's just saying what they said.
Oh. This was my very first piece of land, and my intention was to build my dream retirement home there, James recounted as he spoke with the Gleaner last Monday. A surveyor's report provided by the HAG when the transaction was completed in December 2014 confirmed that he had seen during several subsequent visits that the land was free and clear. A surveyor's identification report is a document that provides details of a site visit by a commissioned land surveyor, comparing what they see on the ground to what is indicated in the registration documents, according to the Land Surveyors Association. I've checked the above mentioned property and certified that there are no buildings on the land, stated the report dated April 24, 2013, scroll not seen, and which was done by Lofters and Associates, a firm of commissioned land surveyors. So yes, I do know Lofters and Associates on a personal level. As a matter of fact, this property I'm sitting in, Lofters and Associate, that was a company who saved this property from being built on the wrong land. Because when the contractors lined it out, I took one look at it and said, no, this cannot be correct. And I called Jerome Lofters and we stood in the rain underneath the umbrella and he showed me where the other peg was. What happened was they were misguided on the peg with the back peg and ended up over on somebody else's lot. All right. So he definitely saved me. And I've done business with him as well. So, however, in 2021, after he hired a contractor to clear the land to commence construction, James said he made a surprising discovery. There are 3 buildings in the middle of his lot, one of which was in breach of the restrictive covenants for the property. This, he said, prompted him to hire the firm of Andrew Bromfield and Associates to conduct a second survey's identification report, which confirmed that there's a concrete building, a wooden building, and a concrete building under construction and a water tank on the property. The boundaries, so Andrew Bromfield's findings were, the boundaries are not in general agreement with the plan attached to the aforesaid mentioned certificate of title. Restrictive covenants 1 to 13 and as endorsed on the above mentioned certificate of title were checked. All were in order except for covenant number 10, which is in breach, said the March 26, 2021 report by Bromfield. Worse yet, The buildings are occupied. Did you miss something?
No.
Worse yet, the buildings are occupied by a family that is also claiming ownership of the property. A search of the official records at the National Land Agency listed James and his cousin Kevin Davis as the sole owners of the property. James believes that he was shown the wrong lot of land during his 2013 visit to the Whitehall Phase 3 subdivision. I believe it was just a blatant error by them, whoever it was that was chopping up land. They did not go out and physically do their assessment of that land. The HAJ did not respond to questions submitted by the Gleaner Tuesday seeking an explanation for the mix-up. No approval has been given to provide information. Public Relations Manager Simone Ormsby said through an intermediary on Friday. Jerome Loftus, whose firm conducted the first survey report, said, "I have no comment until I'm able to carry out my own investigations." So yes, both entities are correct. They would have to visit the location again and confirm that this was the property that they had surveyed previously and make a comparison.
And the other homeowners, what properties on their file.
Mm-hmm. However, the problem of multiple people claiming ownership of a single lot is a common complaint across a number of HAJ subdivisions sold to mainly poor, struggling Jamaicans, according to one industry insider. Mount Edgecombe, Bel Air. Mount Edgecombe is a scheme, yes. Bel Air is also a scheme. Shaw Park and Mammy Bay in St. Anne, as well as Barrett Hall in St. James, are among the subdivisions cited as examples. The complaints have resulted in nearly a dozen lawsuits against a government-owned agency in recent years by purchasers who are in a similar position as James, according to the legal sources. Some of the cases have since been settled out of court, either by refunds or substituted lots. But at least two are still before the Supreme Court. One of the lawsuits still pending was filed by a woman who claims that HAJ sold her a property that does not exist, one attorney revealed. According to the attorney, the lawsuit alleges that at the time the land was sold to the woman and her son, it was already allotted to someone else who had constructed a house they now occupied on the same property. These are struggling working class people who this would be their first acquisition, their first attempt at owning property. And having struggled to acquire it, they are going to have to fight with somebody else over it or be out of pocket, said the insider. Unfortunately, this has happened too often. They have a tendency to just leave poor people hanging to fight among themselves. Perlene Bailey, an attorney who has represented several purchasers in lawsuits against HAJ, declined to give a detailed comment on the issue, saying only that this is something that happens from time to time. Donovan Collins, an attorney hired by James, told the Sunday Gleaner that he now has instructions to file a lawsuit against the HAJ. And we intend to do so, unless the HAJ can swiftly resolve this matter. Collins disclosed that an application for recovery of possession of the property was filed in the parish court in Westmoreland because he thought that was a correct approach to have the family occupying the land removed. But after doing our investigation, we discovered that these people could have been on this property for decades, the attorney said, in obvious reference to the adverse possession rule to home ownership. That application, he said, has since been abandoned because there are doubts about whether the application could be successful if it is that they have been there for over 60 years. It is disheartening that Jamaicans go overseas and work very hard with the hope of one day retiring in their homeland and put their hard-earned money in the possession of a government entity, only to find out that they were misled, as the land in this case was not vacant, as indicated by a survey's report provided by the same entity. The attorney claimed that the HOJ has ignored several attempts to have James' case resolved out of court. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your comments on this case. I want you to tell me. So it's both sides to this. So we have the Housing Agency of Jamaica, and we have the buyer, Mr. James, in this instance.
And then we have the people who are on the land.
So there are three sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the people who are on the land.
I wonder what really happened though.
Right. Now, give me your comments on this. I want to know. So these cases are for us to know the history, what happened, how can we, in our capacity as a buyer or even as a developer, some of you want to become developers, how could we stop this, mitigate this from happening to ourselves as developers or to ourselves as buyers? So Tony says there's three sides: the buyer, the developer, the occupiers. Yes, there are three sides to this story. Tell me, what do you think?
Well, most of us start out on the buyer side, right?
You start on the buyer side. So let's look at the buyer side. What could the buyer have done to not be in this position? Tell me some of the things you think the buyer could have done. Oh, Tony, I need some water. I forgot the water.
We did.
You can slip out and get some water. I need some cold water. I can't. The questions will jump up in front of me, so I can't answer.
You know how to navigate yourself?
Where's just some water in there? Guys, you can't just excuse Tony as a come. Just go for some water for me. I feel my throat. Or some almond milk. Did I bring it inside? I don't know that.
I think I brought it inside.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. Yes, what could the buyer have done? Safi says, Naku Jam, thank you for joining us. Kendrick, yeah, Kendrick, what a mess. Okay. So how can the government agency do this? I'm so confused. No title search done here. All right, so no, the government agency in this instance is Housing Agency of Jamaica. They're the developers. So they're cutting up a big tract of land by doing a survey, cut it up, then that is when they would apply for a title. Right? Because remember, they would have had one big title. So let us say it's 50 acres. They cut it up into lots. They put in the infrastructure, the roads, sidewalks, so on. And then they would apply for a title. So title search would not happen here, would not be one of the things that you do because there would be no title for that lot as yet when you would have been buying it. They could have cut it up, put in infrastructure, and get a title, yes. But how would the title search help him? Even if he did do a title search. Title search only helps you to see if there's any caveats on the property, any easements that you need to know about, and who is the current owner of the property, right? So remember what the challenge is. The challenge is that there are persons on the land also claiming that this is their land, all right? So Safi says, trying to maintain, monitor properties from overseas that are not in a gated community is almost impossible. There's no way you can monitor activities when was the first time you visited and all right. I want to know solutions. What could you have done? Watch his land, chain of the land. Yes, currency walk. So that's one of the. You also brought the water and the milk.
No, brought you the milk.
Thank you. So I sound like Xavier right there. Thank you. All right. You could watch his land and chain of the land. Yes. Chain of the land, I assume you mean chain link of the land. That's what he means, right? People just buy land gone. I believe him, but people need to conduct regular checks on their property. If not someone to check as you can trust no one. All right, so currency walk says the first thing. But even before you do that, chain of the land. How you know you chaining of the right land? So yes, I agree, chain of the land. Would I use barbed wire, chain link fence, plastic, anything, zinc. Can't use so much things for fence on land. How you know you're fencing the right land? As the first thing, because you might also go fence somebody else's land. put
Get an
yourself
independent survey.
in a pickle. All right, you can spend money to get an independent survey, yes. But we need another easier way to do it. I soon tell you. Now, you're probably not experienced, you wouldn't know. All right, Mrs. Safi says, oh, I just do that. Right. So you really need to check on land, but you must make sure you check on the right land. So the first step is to know that this is your land and secure. The next step is to secure it. Correct? All right. Title search, site visit, land agency. All right. Miss D, also, buying with a mortgage help to secure the asset. Yes or no, Tony? How does buying with a mortgage help to secure the asset?
It does help, but I don't think it helps in this case.
Because it's all like the people were there long before.
Right. I mean, buying with a mortgage probably helps if somebody's trying to adverse possess it.
Yeah.
But if they're just on the land already
Mhm.
living, the
Mhm.
mortgage does not prevent them from building on a land that they don't own.
Right.
Because the mortgage company is not checking on the land for you.
Right. You all know what adverse possession is, right? So the mortgage being on the property, which is why sometimes I think to myself, should I pay off this mortgage? So, nah. Because once I see the once I see the mortgage company on it, they're not gonna test it. Because the titles office they have to do another layer of research to make sure that this bank doesn't have a lien on the property. So it suits you, yes, to have a mortgage on the property, even like a tiny mortgage, right? So that will block them from adverse possession. But as Tony says, it doesn't stop them from going onto your land and build up some block and steel house. So currency, yes, the mortgage helps from adverse possession, but not from real possession. As in real possession. So real possession is when them go onto the land, build some house, tie out some goat, plant some trees, start to chop out the bush them, fence it up. That is real possession.
Isn't there some law to talk about possession is something of the law?
9/10 of the law, which is why the lawyer withdrew his adverse possession, which is why he tried not to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Because the truth is, Mr. James, right?
Yeah.
Mr. James was not in possession, meaning he was not on the land doing anything. It was the other persons who were on the land. And the law is possession is 9/10 of the law. Meaning that if you're in possession, you have a 90% chance, not a 50-50, a 90% chance of winning. All right. Any other comments? Anything else you think anybody could have done? The land agency should have done a physical visit to the property, also updating their site as to what is sold. Yes. The thing in large subdivisions like land agency does. I don't know, but I think they probably have different persons selling all over the scheme. You told me?
Mm-hmm. And they're selling like 100 acres
He's selling a lot of land.
property.
Could be 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 5 sales rep
And
like
all of them
and all of them booking this lots. And guess what? Them still are use pen and paper. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. They're still pen and paper. We are digital. Those of you who have interfaced with us and bought properties from us, you realize that we're digital. Like Palmetto Pines, go on our Palmetto Pines website and you can click on the lot. You can see if it's available, see if it's reserved. You can right away know if somebody's on this lot. What we need to do is keep it up to date. So we have a 3-point check that we use to keep it up to date. What's a 3-point check, Tony?
We have a physical paper with a list of all the lot numbers, prices, and sizes, and we write in the person who's buying it. That's one. We then have a actual map that's in the office that correlates with that paper that's in the office.
So we have an actual map in the office that you pin
Mhm.
the actual lot to say somebody's on the lot.
Right.
And what's the third point?
Then we have a digital map,
Mm-hmm.
and on that digital map, it can update to active on the offer on the contract, and in that, the person who's buying it, their name is actually on the map in the digital map. You
Right.
can't see it from your front end, but I can see it on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a CRM
Mm-hmm.
that when somebody selects that lot, we update it as what's called creating a deal. We're now in a deal with you to purchase this lot. And that person who's in our CRM is then assigned to the lot.
Right.
So, like if I try and add someone else to the lot,
Mm-hmm.
it will tell me that this lot already has a deal.
Right.
And I can see that someone else was assigned to it before, and I can go and check to see if they've canceled, rescinded, or anything.
Right. So therefore, the Housing Agency of Jamaica needs to hire us. What do you think? What do you think, everybody? Housing Agency of Jamaica, you need to hire us to do the sales, even if we're not doing the sales or the marketing, which is what we do. We do marketing and sales. But we can do the operations behind the scene to keep your buyers in line with the lots that they buy. All right. So the developer could do that. To check the checks and balances, right? So we have 3-point checks. So we're not supposed to double book anybody with our 3-point check. No.
But even if you're gonna double book, you catch it earlier. You don't catch it after
So
it's
after it's
transferred.
transferred. I mean, that's crazy. Because the amount of time you would have been looking at the physical map, the digital map,
Yeah.
and the paper list is you must pick up that. Whoa, like 20 have 2 people on it, man, at some point.
Yeah.
Because every day we're checking those 3 things and balance. We call it a balance, check and balance, a check and balance. So every day we're looking at those 3 things and doing the check and balance on the 3 things, right? No. And then you must have one person. So from the developer side, so that one person was Estonia. You must have one person who is keeping this up to date. So even if you have 100 sales reps out there, this one person is able to say, no, man, Claudia, not 20 gone, somebody else on it already, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What I try to do is associate the purchaser with the number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like in my head, I can say lot 751, Maxwell, lot 801, McWinney. Like, so, like when I see 801 come up again,
Mm-hmm.
I can say, okay, but I kind of remember a conversation with this person being connected
Mm-hmm. And Tony's very good
to
at
a
that.
lot number, so I can go back and check it.
She's good at that. Association, I mean, I don't know how you do that with 200 and what, 20 how much lot we have. I don't know how you do
But it helps because what I do is what in the CRM, I have their name
Mm-hmm.
and the lot number,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's on the CRM.
Mm-hmm.
When they send me an email, I
Mhm.
always tell them to put their lot number. So that when I see an email from them, I see the lot number. When I
Mhm.
save them to the WhatsApp phone, I put
Mhm.
their name and their lot number.
Again.
When they come in the office to me, I always reference their name and the lot number. Again, just to be
Mhm.
sure that we're talking about the same thing all the time.
Right. So Tony's very good with remembering those things. I think her little studying of law, the 3-year study that she had to do for the law degree, has certainly helped her memory, because I can tell you, if you have elephant memory now, to the law and medicine, the sheer volume of work. I started law too. I only did 3 months and ran for my life, literally.
I don't think it's just the law. I think I learned by association,
Right,
and so I've carried it forward in work.
right. She can even still remember cases. I said, Tony, what the case law is about this? Walk it out. All right. So,
But Mom, did you tell them what they as the buyer must do? Because I missed that part.
No, we don't reach here yet. Good morning, ladies. I'm late, but I'm here today, Sunday. Oh, hi, Claudia. All right. A good architect. Yeah, WhatsApp us, I will give you one. currency. Architects are not cheap though, but a queen. Remember that. So make sure your project worth the money.
Mm-hmm. Make sure it's at least 2,000 square feet. If you're hiring an architect.
Make sure the project worth the money. So it's not the size, but what you're doing, make sure it's worth the money. It could even be a 1,000 square foot or a 100 square foot building. Just make sure that the money that you're gonna expend is worth it. Remember, it's one of the costs of doing the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so currency walk. So as simple as a digital process. Yes, which our government don't seem to understand. So they must go digital.
But to be fair,
they must go online. They must do things. Stop doing paper manual things.
Well, we haven't worked for government, but
we have never worked for government.
I can see how hard it is to convince the hierarchy in your section of government to go digital, because who is up there probably didn't learn any technology. So to convince them to go and change something they've been using for the past 30 years, it's gonna be a uphill battle. Costing, convincing, learning. It's gonna be a challenge unless the top is saying yes, we change it, and everybody below that is. But if you try to convince from the bottom up, it's gonna be a process.
Bottom up, or you trying from the bottom to convince the top?
Yeah.
But I pushed for digital, and I'm at the top.
But you're at the top.
Yeah. But
okay, listen. How long did I take to convince you to go on YouTube? That's me fighting at the bottom to the top. And how long did it convince me to go digital with our CRM?
A couple of minutes.
Exactly. It's a different fight.
It's a different fight. And I guess because you come in a digital age, so the digital easier. As a matter of fact, I don't even know my way around the CRM good yet. Gotta go learn the thing. And I tell you, I'm slow with computers because I never did it in school, right? When I left school, actually went and learned Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and so on. All right, so yes, currency walk, a digital system. HAJ, please, you need to call me. Call me and hire me to do this for you, right? All right, even in intramail, network easy fix. And it won't be that expensive. This is why the PM begging foreigners to come home to move J forward. Thank you, currency walk. This is why we're begging them to come back on the yard. Because we just cannot do it on our own. Everybody I write paper. Even to submit a drawing to the parish council. This drawing starts in my architect's computer or my draftsman computer. And these parish councils go back to the archaic age, the dark ages for you print it. Can you imagine people how much tree have to cut down because they want printed paper?
It costs you almost as much to print it than for it to draw it.
Man, so you have to go print the document that started in the computer. That currency walks, even I intramail, email it to them. I make them look on it, and when them finish look on it now, and they still want print. All right, we'll print it, then your final print. Now, with all the printing that they're asking about it, don't you dare lose your copy. You see, if you ask them to give you back a print of that copy, you'll never get it.
They lost it.
You can't find it. They are bugged. Every time I go to their offices, I'm like, how the hell do they survive in this place?
So much
paper.
And everybody's necks high.
Yeah. And these are young people too, which is even why I'm even more baffled. Because seriously, you go into the section and you see all this paper. Push. You go school, go learn computer. Push for digital.
I know I have a thing against paper. Every time I see paper on my desk, I read it. I'm like, I really need to keep
this. Yeah, you know. All right, so we need to get to the buyer. What could the buyer have done?
Currency Walk says, no, the problem, Tony, is the little entry-level positions that make it hard. The top can get text to do the job.
Little entry-level positions. I think those little entry positions are not talking up. When I was working at Island Life as a telephone operator, I talk up. I went to HR, I said, this here's a telephone operator course, please send me on it. And they did send me on it. And when I came back, I trained people how to answer the phone. You have a talk up. I'm not talking up. And this is part of the problem, right? Um,
Curse that
see,
all listen to young people.
see, I've been saying chopping going on a long time. Currency, no problem, Tony. It's a little engineer. Scan it one and everyone gets it immediately. Yeah, they don't listen to young people. That's true. So for our system, if you interface with us, you'll realize that you have to upload your documents. There's a link there. Application is online, everything is online. You're getting back the responses right away. Everything is digital, right? If you really need to call Miss Davis, my hand them free up. You can call me. I'm answer the phone because I'm sitting there. I'm a computer, I do everything now. Everything. All right, so come guys, come on. I want to know. Remember now, the buyer is in this position and spend the money. What could he have done? All right, so we'll finish with HAJ now. HAJ need to call me and then we're going to be digital with you. All right, what could the buyer have done? Remember, you will spend the money now, guys. HAJ is a rich company, government company too. They have money, but it's you out of pocket now. So what could the buyer have done?
Due diligence.
Which is, first thing, make sure you have the right land. What can he do? What are some of the steps he can do independent so that he would know, yes, this is the right land?
Have your title, have your survey. That's the paper stuff.
Have the title.
And your
Title don't tell you that is the right land. Remember, title will tell you say you own it. Right?
Yeah, but that's one hurdle. So the people who are claiming you know that you own lot 702. That's the first.
Remember, what's a possession is 9/10 of the law.
Mm-hmm. But they need to know where 702 is.
Yes. So you need to take possession of the land. That's the first thing. Take possession of this land. By doing what? You have to make sure you have the right land. All right, you're buying in a subdivision. The subdivision will have subdivision maps, everybody. Those subdivision maps, you can go on the NLA website and buy it. Right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
You can also go walk into the NLA offices. One is on Arden Road, one is downtown, and I think one should be in every parish, I'm not so sure. But you can buy the subdivision map. That way you will know the position that you are in the scheme. Am I in the back? Am I in the front? Where am I? Am I second from the corner? Am I in the corner lot? Because the lot number is on the subdivision map. All right, Tony, bring up the subdivision map for Palmetto. Let us just get to it. I'll show them. We're gonna bring up the subdivision map. Palmetto Parish. All right, so how much is it for the subdivision map? Not expensive. Maybe $1,000. It's not expensive. You could also go into the office of the company that is selling it. In this case, Housing Agency of Jamaica. So if their map is not online, you will take a picture of the map that they have in their office and you pick up your lot so you know where you are in the scheme. All right, so we're gonna get to the Palmetto Pines lot. Are they seeing it? I'm not seeing it yet. Guys, you like almond milk like me? Buy it at Price Smart. Good price. How much coming in again? 6 or 8? Maybe 6.
I don't know. I don't drink almond milk.
I think it's a good price. And almond milk, almond beverage. It tastes good. All right. No, I want the digital map, not that map. Get to the digital map. All right. So this is our digital map of Palmetto Pines. All right, so you're gonna look on the map. So let us say you bought lot 780. Our map is color coded. So the blues, light blues, tell you that if they're available. The blue, deep blue, tells you the lot is reserved, and the yellow says it's under contract, and the purple says it's under offer. So if you had reserved 801, you would know that 80. If you have this map, you will know.
780.
Hmm?
You had said 780.
Sorry, 780. All right, so our map also tells, go on to 780. So when you hover over our map, it gives you the lot number, the size of the lot, the dimensions, so the length and width, tells you this one is under offer, and the lot price, 10,652,998. If you have the map, you will know that you're at the corner. All right? Does this have any cul-de-sacs? If you're not at the corner, you're at 781, you know that you're second from the corner. All right? Scroll down. Let's look at the cul-de-sacs. I think his one was in a cul-de-sac.
We still don't have any cul-de-sacs.
Not a cul-de-sacs. Oh, strange. First map, let's see without a cul-de-sac. All right, so.
And you know, I like when there's no cul-de-sac. Oh, here's a cul-de-sac.
Not a cul-de-sac. So that's a turn, a bend, a terrace, correct?
Oh.
So we call a U-road. Cul-de-sacs are dead-end roads, right?
Oh, there's no dead end.
So there's no dead-end road. All right. So you get the map, go in the office, take the picture, or buy the map. Like I like to buy maps. So when somebody gives me a place to sell in a scheme, one of the first things I do is buy the map, so that I know where in the scheme the person lot is. Now, when you have identified the lot, you are to look for the pegs. Usually, new developments, we will usually label the map, label on the ground the lot number. So like those of you who bought Palmbrook Estates, when I was selling Palmbrook Estates, you would have noticed that there are some monuments, and it tells you lot 701 that way, lot 700 this way. It tells you, right? If there is no marking, nothing to indicate this is a lot number, you get back to the developer and you say, please mark where lot 801 is, or 802, or 803. Do not rely on yourself to say, worse if, go back to the map. So look now, you have bought into this development. You're probably the first one who's going to the building. When you get there, you are supposed to be lot 807. Show 807. Touch 807 on the map. You're supposed to be 807, right? 807 in this case is reserved, is it? Yes. Now, if you're lot 807, you're in the middle of lot. Look at all the lots. You're in the middle. If the developer did not mark the lot, show you the 4 pegs, the 4 corner pegs, how will you know that you're at lot 807? There is no marking. So when you're buying into a subdivision, you're to also ensure that the lot number is there. Now, when we bought Camelot, Gore is very good with that. They ensure that your lot number is actually on the column on the house. I want to tell you, a couple of times I drive up to the wrong house. It's the number I'm looking at, just got there.
Well,
The number
they all look the same.
Yeah, they all look the same. I have to use a number. So even if it's land, the developer should ensure that the 4 pegs are identified, you're visible, you can see them, and should also ensure that the lot is labeled. This is lot 20, this is lot 21, this is lot 22. Especially if the lots are tiny. Like in this case, these are 3,000 square foot lots, they're small. It's very easy. But even so, we still have that challenge in Hills of Drexel, even though the lot was big. These are 1 acres and persons are breaching these 1 acres, right? So what is the other step? So you find the 4 pegs. You think you find the 4 pegs.
You forgot to tell them that they need to be there on the day.
No. So yes, they have to be there when the developer said Some developers are good and they will label it for you. So you see, like Hills of Draxall was labeled clearly. This is lot 801, 802, whatever. It was labeled. But you have to go a step further. You have to now get your surveyor. So even though them give you a surveyor's ID, you want your own surveyor to confirm pegs on the ground. So you're going to have to do one more step. You get your surveyor. You say, come, if you're not confident. So here how I'm confident and I don't need a surveyor. You say, if I bought the corner lot, I'm confident. That is the corner lot, that is mine, and I will go and fence it immediate. Because how can you breach a corner lot if you're never buying a corner lot? All right. So you be there when the developer is showing you this is a lot, these are the pegs. Fine, that's one step, but you need to go a step further. You don't need to pay a surveyor to confirm your pegs on the ground. And you need to be there the day the surveyor is there or your representative is going. And the day he confirms it on the ground, immediately, literally, you are to fence the property. Easiest, cheapest way in Jamaica is barbed wire fence. Cut down some same tree, branch, and bush or whatever off of the same land. Get a man, dig up the girl and put in the barbed wire fencing. That way, persons will know that this land is owned and occupied. You can go a step further. What's the other further step?
You have to put your lot number, name, and contact number, and put no trespassing.
Put no trespassing. Put your name, your phone number. What else?
Your lot number.
And your lot number.
On a sign on the lot.
Right. So plant a peg.
A post.
A post. A post. Sorry, thanks to me. Plant a post on the ground in the front between the two pegs. So let us say a peg distance is 50 feet. Plant it at the 25 feet in the middle. Because remember, you would have fenced a lot. In the middle, right on the front. Right? You're to plant it, or if there's a tree somewhere there in the middle, nail it onto the tree. So get a cardboard, laminate it, get something, your plyboard, something. Get your permanent marker, write your name, write the lot number, your name, your phone number, or somebody local phone number, or your number if you're overseas, that they can contact you if there is a challenge. Right? Make sure you do that. So it's clear that you're occupied. And as Tony says, no trespassing. Get that up there. Tony, we're having the land that we need to go do that for. Yes, we do. But the good thing, we have two houses beside us. But we should still fence the front.
I'm trying to figure out which line you're talking about.
We usually go after the corner lots because, as I say, I've found that the corner lot is the least one that them can breach unless them just spiteful and want to come for your lot.
Yeah, which is usually not the case.
But them know them. But yeah, usually they don't want to come on it. They just mistakenly them buy 805 and then mistakenly go on to 806, right? Mm-hmm. So the first step is to know that you have the correct land in the subdivision. You can do this by taking a picture of the map in the company's office that you bought the property from. You can also go to NLA and buy the actual full subdivision of the property, right? Then you are to get the developer to confirm this is lot 802, 801, whatever the number, and these are the 4 pegs. So they must point out the 4 pegs. Gory was very good with that too. They pointed out the 2 front pegs and they pointed out 2 back pegs. So I was sure. As a matter of fact, one of my middle pegs in the front is gone and I don't know how it went missing because they did point out the 3 pegs and they were there, but for some reason the middle peg is gone. But let the developer point out, and it don't matter if the place bush up or wood, you go look for the peg. They must go and show you the back peg and the 2 front pegs. If it's a corner, you know, the corner will have more than 1 peg. Like I'm on a slight angle like Camelot, so it does have 3 pegs making the bend. You make sure that you see the 3 pegs, right? What I usually do is put the 1/2-inch pipe, I cut it, put it over the peg, spray it in red. That way, if bush grow up, So you cut the pipe about maybe at 2 feet or so out of the ground. Because you know usually the pegs are down in the ground.
3 feet if you're overseas, I'm going to be very absent.
You say 3
2
feet.
feet is pure bush. You can't
See nothing. So 3 feet. And make sure you put it over the peg. Spray it in red. So you're gonna do those steps to be in possession. That's what you're trying to do. You're taking possession of the land. Taking possession of the land don't mean that you get the title, pay the people them first, get the title, then you walk away and you're gone. No.
And something as simple as putting the fence, putting your contact information, and writing no trespassing gets you in the position of possession.
Yes. Fencing it, yes, and doing those things, right? So you must do that. So those of you who are purchasing from us now, Palmetto Pines, please ensure that either myself, well, it wouldn't be me, it would be the developer. But when I'm selling lots to, I usually make sure that the pegs are there, they're visible. Everything is scoped out. I usually also ensure that the lots are labeled because I know the problem. People are going to build for your land. I know the problem. So I encourage you to go the step further of putting a proper fence around the land once you've established it, and do this the other step that Tony says, which is a sign, the lot number, your name, and your contact information. And no trespassing. You don't even want to see a dog over there. Right? No. What you want is to zoom up.
The back one we're showing.
Oh, okay. Start build immediately. Yes, currency walk. It's another thing. But before you start building, remember to do what we said first. Make sure you have the right land. Right? And make sure you take possession. Because persons who have started building, many of them build on the incorrect land. Right? In the same hills of Draxal, even though they were on an acre of land, they still breached the other person. Because the same thing, the proper due diligence with knowing where the peg is, getting the surveyor, stringing a barbed wire fence, so that even when your people are building, them know so them not to go over this. All right? So that's what you can do as the buyer. And of course, you let your relatives know that I own this land, and they go and check it periodically to make sure. All right? Zoom it up, please. Why not state the full price? What's the full price? You mean you're talking about the land? That's the full price. Good morning, ladies. How do you pay property tax online? All right, we'll soon show you. When is the book club? Any news for the Portland development? Book club is finished. We did 3 books. Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. 3 beautiful books. I'm sure the persons who went through the book club are better for it. So next book club is next year or later down in the year. But we finished the book club. So we have moved on to getting into our group. So persons who have indicated that they want to be a part of the mastermind group, those persons will be formed into another section of a portal that we use. I don't think we have set that up yet, right, Tony? No, but I need to set it up. But the book that we're moving on to in that section is called Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and that's by Keller, who happens to own Keller Williams and Company, which is another real estate giant in the business, right? All right. Any news on the Portland development? Well, yeah, we're working on the cost now. That's what we're working on. How much is it gonna cost? That is $1 million question. So still, we're still working it out. We don't get to it. We don't finish it.
Yeah, but you're at part 3.
Part 3. So the first part was the acquisition of the land. Second part was the subdivision approvals, subdivision design and approvals. Third phase now is the construction. And the first part of construction is the estimate. How much is it going to cost to actually construct? Second part of construction is getting the funding. And then you go into
Third part.
construction. No, and then you choose a contractor. And then fourth part is actually building. So the construction phase is 4 phases, right? The third phase is 4 phases. So that is, I just outlined it. Getting the cost, getting the funding. Funding can be done in many ways. We can ask investors, we can go to the bank, we can float some shares, sell some shares, there's so many things. Then choosing a contractor who will actually do the business. So send out for some bids and say, this is it, who can do it. And then actually starting. So do we have a timeline? I have a timeline in my head, Hope it works. Well, the timeline to have gotten the subdivision approval was 1 year, which we were out about 3 months on that one, right? It was submitted in February, and we didn't get the approvals until this month here, so we were out. Between getting the costing, choosing a contractor, starting, should be about 3 months. So I'm hoping we can get that done. So somewhere maybe late summer, we should be able to start. So that's what we're looking at. So here, QA, you're gonna soon see some emails going out or a link going out to ask who would be interested in purchasing in the Portland subdivision. Average price for survey, it depends. Bigger the lot, the more the money. But I say a survey will probably start anywhere from 40 to 50,000 for a survey as ID.
But even like for Waterford?
Yeah, 40,000 for the Waterford. But the pegging is what is costly. And the bigger the land, the more the money for the pegging, because they now have to go on the bush and all about, so most persons land don't clear. They have to go and find out where the pegs are. Right?
That's something that should be done to bushing a lot maybe every year.
That's a requirement by law, But most persons don't pay attention. You pay attention. When last you bush a lot?
Well, we're in between neighbors who bush it.
You're fortunate.
I know, right?
What about those that don't have the neighbor? You're not gonna go bush them, please. Yeah, guys, you should bush. Keep the land clear.
But nice, the one you have on the corner, it really doesn't affect anyone. Because it's mostly marl. It's like it didn't bush up, you know what I mean?
It bush up, man. But corner lots, everybody, least problematic with people breaching, I would say the corner lots. And maybe the one beside the corner. Easy to find. Or in the middle, it gets sticky. Also, when your surveyor is there, let him show you the peg for the other lot beside you. If you're in the middle, you want to be sure that he's picking up the right thing. Because sometimes the surveyors, like I've had that happen in a scheme, the surveyor pick up the wrong peg. Bring up the other map, Tony. Let me just show them something as well. All right, so here's another thing that you can do.
Trucker said they charge him 110. It's a big lot you have.
A big lot, man. And what you're doing, you're pegging. You're pegging or surveyors ID. Must be pegging. Bring up the other parameter piles now, the one with the sizes. All right, the one with the. All right, so I'm gonna show you something else now. So why I usually buy the subdivision map from NLA is because this map gives me the length and width of the land. Now I have a long cord, 300 feet tape, which is cheap at Fields, guys. You can buy it at Fields, reasonable at Fields. Bring over the map. All right, let it load. I'm looking. Click off. I'm trying to get the sizes. Why are the sizes in blue? Did we highlight them in blue?
No, we didn't.
Oh, see, come on, it load now. All right, hope you can see this. Check if they can see. Check back your live. Are you seeing the Hi, Chris. Good morning. 110,000 trucker. You must have a big land, man.
All right, go ahead now.
All right, so if you notice now, so this is the Palmetto Pines map. It does give you, the subdivision map tells you the width and length of your land. And let us say you're on lot 628, slightly askance, the front of the askew, slightly turned sideways. That's what I mean to say. The front of the lot is 18.3, and this is in meters. So ensure, like me, I have a tape two sides, one side with meter, one side with feet. Because I learned feet in school, but now they're using meters. So I have to have a way to convert it quickly for myself. 18.3 meters. So you get your tape. So the man said this at the peg. You're going to get your tape and you're going to measure it yourself. Yes, 18.3 meters. You show you the back peg. You know your length is 30.7 meters. And men, you need to get more involved in the process. I see some of you men, like when you want to sit down in the car and want you under AC. Get out there. 30.7 meters. You take a tape measure, you measure again. You look to see the lot beside you, 627. You see the peg at the corner on the ground. You're going to take a tape measure. Supposed to be 13.7 feet. You're going to measure 13.7 feet and make sure. And you measure that 13.7 and you get 15.7. Somewhere that middle peg, which is this peg, is incorrect. Because it's supposed, if you find this peg on the corner lot, you never buy the corner lot, but you're using the corner lot as a reference. You buy 628. So if you measure between here and here, that the surveyor said, this is your peg. And when you measure between here and here, instead of getting 13.7, you get 15.7. It's a surveyor that wrong. Yeah, right. Now, why I have the 300 square foot tape is because I might be in a lot here, 630. Probably wouldn't be me still. Because if I come first, I'm making sure I either get the corner or next to the corner. So let us say you come in the middle, you get 630. You look on the map, you're gonna add up the survey and say, all right, see this is your peg here, so, and here, so. You're gonna either you measure between here and here, you get the figure. You're going to do a step further. You're going to add all of these. See what you get. Usually the corner peg is there. See what you get and make sure you measure and it adds up.
Measure, use your 300 tape and walk the full distance.
Yeah, use your 300 tape. You're also looking for other things like, all right, see a drain easement here. So this drain easement is here. So if you're on 635, 636, you know this drain easement is supposed to be there. So you're beside the drain. Usually them don't breach these either. Because them not beside no drain. Right? So when I bought Palmbrook Estates, I decided to buy late. So I chose one beside the drain because I know that I'm not so easy breach beside the drain. Most persons are avoiding the drain, you see? So those are the steps, everybody, that you can take to ensure. So first, identify the right lot by getting the developer to show you the right land. If you're not buying from a developer, you're buying from an existing scheme that people belong to already. You go to the scheme, you see a house to the left, you see a house to the right. Check what is your lot number. Ask a person, what is your lot number? They may not even remember, they may have street number now. But once you have the subdivision map, you will know that, oh, this is supposed to be the 5th lot from the corner. So other persons may have already built. So you're going to check 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. So yes, this is the 5th lot from the corner. When I get a new lot to sell in an existing subdivision already, that's how I usually check it. This is it. Then usually call in the surveyor. I said, I call a surveyor. We need to, if the people put up walls, if them put up fence, call a surveyor. We do a quick check. So if you had 773, this 774 may have a wall here already. 772 may have a wall here so already. So we measure the distance between here and here. We should get 18.3. If we're not getting that, ouch, now we have a problem because somebody has breached, right? We call in the surveyor to do the boundary check.
Right. And she keeps repeating herself, but it's important because there's so many problems that can happen after if you've not identified and fenced your correct lot.
Yeah, you must do that, guys. What will be the outcome of this case, you think? If housing agency did sell him the wrong land, so this is between housing agency and the surveyor now.
Well, there's a couple of things you have to identify. The person who is on the land, were they on it for more than the 8 years between when he bought it and when he did his final survey?
Yeah, were they there before?
Because it could be that they weren't there.
Yeah, they could have come on afterwards, right? Mm-hmm. So no, but you also have a housing agency and the lofters have to ensure that they did survey the correct land. He says it's 3 acres. I can't tell you though, 3 acres big, man.
Not only that, the housing agency don't normally sell 3 acres.
That's what I wonder too.
They sell land to like
they subdivide land. People. Yeah. So how is it 3 acres? I don't know. Maybe 3,000 square foot or 5,000 square feet. That's what I usually know. That development was cut up into 3 acres, that's for sure. But
housing agency don't normally sell 3 acres.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. They don't normally because they're housing agency. They sell house lots, right?
To budget people.
Right, to budget people. So housing agency, you have to determine who is at fault here. Who is at fault?
I don't even know how you determine who's at fault. Because, I mean, how do you verify from 8 years ago that this lot was indeed
empty? You'll have to go do a survey of the neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did they move in on the land? When did they come? If it was, it must have been empty. Because if you're doing a subdivision, you have bulldozer, you have people, you have tractor work, you have all kind of something.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could have lived there.
The people who are on it, do they have planning permission?
Right, to build.
Right.
But first of all, I have to identify that as a correct land. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be in a cul-de-sac.
But it seems to be the correct land because Lofters and then the other company afterwards confirmed that it was indeed the same lot number and title.
So it is the correct land?
It is the correct land.
Okay.
They need to now determine whether or not the land was empty at the start of the 8 years. Or if it is that the Loftus survey is incorrect and people were actually on the land when it was surveyed.
Let me see the Loftus.
Years ago.
Let me see the survey.
It's not clear.
No, I want to see the diagram.
You can't see it.
You can't see the diagram either?
It's not clear.
Because the article says 3 houses were on the land. So this survey that we're looking at is the new survey that he got, right? So it has, oh, you shut it down already?
Mm-hmm.
It has 2
buildings and a water tank.
Let me see that. Did the survey pick up that? Let's scroll down, let me see. Because you can't see the shape. Oh, yeah. Plus, them all go over by somebody else's land too.
The rich neighbor too.
Uh-huh.
So it's 2 persons, so whoever owns the lot beside him needs to come and check as well.
Right.
Because they would also have a problem.
Mm-hmm. And that look like the black and steel house.
Mm-hmm.
That big one there up front. That looks like the black and steel house.
This is why I don't like landing cul-de-sacs, Because look at the entrance. It's very easy. It's not your builder not to draw
attention to yourself.
To put the land on the correct land, the building on the correct land.
Oh well. All right, so you asked a question. So yes, them drum the hurdle of it being the correct land because both he got an independent survey, and yes, it is the correct land. So basically, determine if housing agency sold in the property empty, which I would think so. How would a new subdivision? Although, in Hills of Draxall, they had a man living on one of the was living up there a long time when the lots were cut up.
Okay.
But he didn't build a uh, he had a makeshift house.
Mm-hmm. He didn't have like a concrete house on a concrete water can.
No,
That's something we'll definitely see.
yeah. So on these big parcels, um, which is why in Portland I actually walked the land with the surveyor. I was the only female there, guys. But thank God for all the men who were there. The surveyor was there, the architect was there. I mean, thank God, because of them, if I'm walking, sticking on the land, but serious climbing, Tony. Well,
I've
not
been
for
there.
you, not for you.
Not no serious climbing.
For me, it looked like me I climbed Mount Everest. But the entire 22 acres, I walked the boundary. I didn't, the interior, I walked the boundary. The survey, I had to go through the interior to get our levels, which is why I prefer to use a survey that's on the ground, who actually walks the property and takes the levels. And there wasn't anybody on the land. Plus, we also checked with the neighbors. We have good neighbors, Can't call him right now and say, hey, what's happening? We didn't have any of those. So we know nobody not on the land. But those are the kind of things that you have to check, right? I'm actually heading to Portland one day next week as well. For the same kind of check again. We have a lady in the front who's selling. She's a nice lady, very good. So you stop, you have a chit chat to talk, what's happening in the neighborhood and so on. And you give you little updates to them as well, so that they know we keep them in the loop. So what's one of the things? When you buy land, buy property, you must talk to the people. The bar across the street, the man down the road, your neighbor. You talk to them, right? Let them know you. The phone number is important. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, we need to go and put that same sign now on that land. But this time I'm going to use the company's name. So the company's name is EcoStep Development. And my contact number needs to be there so that persons can contact us. But of course, we have our people there who looking after the land and so on. We actually have somebody who cultivates some bananas, planting, all kind of things out there. Coconut trees. So sorry, some of those coconut trees with the God. It takes years to grow a coconut tree to the point where you get coconut.
Let's not digress.
I tell you, I'm reminiscing, guys. But
I know, but you have a long history with coconuts.
Yeah, coconuts is a painful one for me. But anyway, all right. So somebody asking trucker 17,000. A little bit of that. 300,000 for what? A surveyor's ID.
That included pegging.
Must include pegging. Trucker Flex, did you call around and that was the best price? I paid 65 survey and paid for a larger lot, right? You must call around trucker.
Maybe trucker not in the island, so. And to be fair, it depends on where you are. Some parishes, the surveys are cheaper.
That's true. Because they have more competition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, I think we're at the end of live. No more questions. So we are heading now to Palmetto Pines. Those of you who want to head out, we're there at 10 o'clock, right? To look at the subdivision. So we're going on well. Thank you, Hair Care Kuwait. I really feel good about that project. It's come a good way from when we just started. Those of you who have been following us, we started right here on YouTube Live. I really am happy and appreciate all the persons who jumped on in faith, nothing else. Just share faith to join us on the journey. It's really a blessing. Journey. It is a journey, really a blessing, and God is good to have sent us the right people all along the journey when we need them. He has sent us the very right people. And I said, oh, I need somebody to be, oh, I need, they're just right there.
Speaking of right person, see one of them calling.
So one of them calling me here now at this hour at 7 o'clock. Gosh. So I'm gonna call him back. And this is the thing now when you're doing these projects, there is no 9 to 5 work, okay? Please remember that.
No.
So those of you who want to do subdivisions, a 9 to 5 work that exists. It is 5 to 9. Last night I was up until 10:30. I had to go to my bed because I said, we'll have to be alive by 6. Let me go to my bed right now or I won't be able to make it. I still had things to do. Looking at the same subdivision, looking at things that I need to iron out. People send me WhatsApping them doing this, doing that. So yes, the work is 5 to 9. You have to do it. You have to be prepared to do the work as well. All right, but know that you're not alone. The Creator will always send people to help you. You just have to have faith that it will happen. And here's Xander and Zava.
Hi. You come in?
You come in? Good morning. These two are washing their face, eh? All right. Wait.
Whoa.
Whoa. Look.
Mima.
Yeah, Mima.
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 Yeah, I am Mima. I'm grandma.
Grandma's pet.
Yeah, grandma, Alexander.
Mama.
So say good morning. Say good morning. You're not seeing anybody say good morning to. What about me and Tony? Auntie Tony. Say good morning, Auntie Tony. You're mesmerized. Wondering how you see your face. So this is Xander, born in 2020. Most of you would have known Xander in the middle of the pandemic. And this is Zavon, born in 2022 at the end of the pandemic.
It's Auntie's foot.
Yeah? Auntie Tony.
Auntie Johnny.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're still learning the names. And I'm grandma. Hey, Zavon? You're saying hi. Are you going to say hi? Oh, Xander, you saying hi. Say hi.
Someone's
Say hi.
asking, does your Stonewall person work in St. Anne? Please WhatsApp Lenny his number. Much appreciated.
All right, Lenny. Oh, Caribbean Spurs, you are Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to WhatsApp me and ask me. Yes, he works, but you have to better give him accommodation. So if he can stay on the property, that would be good.
I want to.
You want some water?
I can sit.
Oh, you have water still?
No.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to say bye now to everybody. Xander and Zavon. You still shocked?
Tell them bye-bye.
Zavon not use the camera.
Bye-bye.
Xander, you saying bye? Come and say bye. Where you going? Come. Not saying bye. You don't want to say bye? Say bye?
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
good boy. All right, you can go on now. Are you going downstairs?
Yes.
Okay, go on downstairs. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You saying bye, Zavon? Yes?
The people there.
The people there? Bye, boys.
No, that's not on YouTube.
No,
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. So we'll see you next week. Tony did put up the book. We're going to be sending out the book shortly. So those of you who want the book, remember, grab the link, fill it out. Grab the link and fill it out so that you can get the book. All right?
All right.
Bye.